Welcome back to my 5 favorite people. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Today it is September 9th and we have a huge portfolio update. I bought a lot more ULTY, which I know you guys love to see the ULTY updates, but we have an ULTY update as well as portfolio update. It is Tuesday, so we'll see a little bit of the dividends rolling in and we'll see some reinvestments. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the portfolio. Before I do, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. The more that you guys actually like this content and you guys let me know what you guys like to see, the more I'm able to make. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the actual portfolio. Let's see. So you guys should be able to see my portfolio. Oh, we're literally all the way on YouTube. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is actually before I refresh. I have not even refreshed. Oh, there it goes. It refreshed on its own. So there you go. As you guys can see, let's close this up. The portfolio is sitting very nicely. We now have $11,000. You guys saw before that refresh, it was sitting at $9,000. So this portfolio is definitely growing. We are 11% of the way there to the $100,000 portfolio, to $100,000 at the end of this year. But as you guys can see, as of today, the portfolio is up 0.6%. This week we are up 0.35. Let's see how SPY is doing. Let's see how we're comparing against SPY. Let's see, SPY is up. Oh, look at that. We're actually right there. So we actually are not underperforming or overperforming. We're doing great. And then for the week, we're not even doing bad. This week's actually been pretty decent for us. So we are not underperforming pretty bad. Even with that big spike jump and that's the big old jump in SPY, we're not underperforming too bad. But you guys can see here is the margin down here, exactly how we're looking. You guys saw we paid the margin off most recently, used a little more, sitting at about $3,000. You know, about 66% above the actual maintenance level. We're looking good because the best part about this, guess what? We have some pending deposits. I think we have literally I want to say almost $3,800 I think is actually pending. So once it actually, look at that, $3,700 is pending. So once it actually goes through, we literally will have almost a $0 margin balance. So that's good to see. But you guys are here for the actual ULTY buy, and you guys, we made a nice little buy. So I actually was able to keep my average cost the same. My average cost actually did not drop. It didn't go down, anything like that. Look at this. So ULTY is actually sitting at $5.52. Look at this. Average cost is $5.57. So we have definitely been DCAing down, only down $28 total. Today's return was about $51. We're looking good. But look at this. Last video, you guys saw we were sitting at about 1.9 thousand shares of ULTY. I actually have the spreadsheet right here. Let me pull it up in holdings. We were sitting at 1976. That was like 2 days ago. We were sitting at 1976. So we had a nice little buy that came in. I bought in 23, 26. So you guys can see from 23, 26, I was pulling in, before that, this was in 1976. I was pulling in about, where's it at? $793 per month. So that's how much I was making per month. So what we're going to do is we're going to update the spreadsheet really quickly. So at the time recording, ULTY is sitting at $5.52. So we're going to do the current price, $5.55. And then my average cost paid didn't change, I'm pretty sure. $5, yeah, 57. And then we're at 23.2674. So we're going to change this 23.26.74. Let's see how much this changes. Boom, look at that, almost $1,000 a month. Yo, that is insane. That is insane. We're almost at $8,000 a month in income. You guys know we started this portfolio about a month ago, and literally we had taken this portfolio from zero to almost $8,000 a month in income coming in. You guys, that's like $12,000 a year business almost. I mean, I know this isn't necessarily a business, but hey, we got $12,000 in passive income coming in. You know, we don't have to do any work. All we're doing is saying, here's my money. Give me money back. So that's all we're doing. You know, I love it. It's great. Now, you know, I understand there is the NAV, the erosion. Don't get me started with that. Look, I understand. But so far, you guys cannot tell me. Look, I know long term there is going to be the NAV and erosion. But the best part is I'm doing drip. So every time dividend comes in, guess what? It's getting reinvested. My cost basis is going back down. Sometimes it may go a little bit higher if the actual stock price goes higher. But with that being said, you know, we're looking great. I mean, we aren't down that much. I mean, we're sitting at almost a $13,000 position right now, and we aren't even down a percentage. So we're looking pretty good so far. I understand, you know, I won't be buying as heavily in a couple months from now, but I just want to show you guys. That's looking great. Now, you guys know we have the dividends coming in. The last dividend we received was pretty low due to the fact that it was only $64 because you guys saw the dividend that was actually used was only... Where's it at? Oh, this is on market buy. I need the actual dividend. Let me go to show more. So you got the dividend that came in. Yeah, only $64 in dividends came in. But if you guys can see, I only had 715 shares. coming in. So we're gonna almost 3 times what I made in that previous dividend for September 5th, but it's probably not gonna be the full 2,000 because I bought these on Tuesday. So my actual dividend will probably run the 1,700. It'll be the number of shares that I actually get for this upcoming month's dividends. This upcoming week's dividend. Sorry, it won't be the full 2,000 just due to the fact that it may be. Who knows? I have no clue. Well, the announcement was made here, so we'll see. Either way, hopefully, as long as we can get over that 9 cents, I don't want to see the actual dividend amount keep dropping. I'm not sure if you guys have been seeing, but the dividend amount for ULTY has been dropping a little bit. I'll pull it up really quickly. ULTY dividend yield history. Let's pull this up. Because it's been on a little decline lately, but I'm not worried. Trust me, I'm not worried because this is definitely outperforming like anything that I have just in the regular stock market itself. Okay, so here's the dividend yield. We're sitting at 133.74%, which is looking pretty good. But let's go over here. You guys can see the ex-dividend date. The last one was September 4th. It got paid out September 5th. This was 9 cents per share. The previous one was 9.4 or 9 cents, whatever, still 9 cents, whatever. And then we were in the 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. We haven't had the 9s back since July. So I really do not want to see this next week's upcoming dividend that we will see Thursday. I do not want to see it in the 8s. Please, let's not get into the 8s. We have not had an 8 since June. So hopefully we go back up maybe to the, closer to the 10 cents or maybe the 9.5, something around that. That would be great. I do not want to see this keep dropping because I know people love to hate on ULTY when it comes to it. They're saying, oh, the NAV, the DK and stuff. Oh, the dividends are going to keep dropping. Let's not make them happy. ULTY has been performing pretty decent. It looks like previously. Let's look at the week. We're performing pretty well. It looks like, let's see. It's not crazy, but you guys can see it was a little decline, but we're slowly making our way back up, slowly but surely. Hopefully we can see a nice little spike. You guys know, like I talk about in almost every video, we do have interest rates coming up here in about, like 6 or 7 days. The Fed meeting is going to be coming up. We should be expecting Jerome Powell to cut rates. If he does cut rates, we could see a nice little rally coming into the market. I think that we may see the market actually... I feel like the market's going to actually put interest rates in before the actual meeting happens. Like, for example, maybe around like the 12th to 13th, because the interest rates are probably going to get cut. It's like a 98% chance that interest rates get cut. I think that the market's going to have a little rally going into next week. I don't think that the actual rally is going to happen during the actual meeting. Now, there may be a slight rally and a slight pullback because, people love to sell the news. So we may see one of those kind of events, but I think that we will see more of like the actual market price in the rate cuts here in about next week or so. But that is the actual ULTY position. That is all we have bought in so far. So there was no other buys. It was just the ULTY buy that came in. We had a nice little ULTY buy. I don't think any other dividends have came in. Let me check the actual history. I don't think any other dividends have came in since then. Our last video that we updated yesterday. Let's see. Oh, look at that. We did. We have Reality Income. It gave us a 5 cents dividend. We will always take a nice little 5 cents dividend. We're not really holding much. We're holding 10% of a share, so we're barely holding anything in there. Yeah, it's good to see. We had a 5 cent dividend. I'm not going to complain about anything because, hey, we have our nice ULTY dividends coming up. You guys know the second that ULTY dividend releases, I will be making a video the second it hits my account. So that's looking great. ULTY's looking great. You guys know we still have the YieldMax that we bought into. Looks like this is doing pretty well for us at the time of recording. Yeah, we're actually up, so that's good to see. We don't want to be in any negative. Even if it's only $7, we do not want to be in any negative, even though I think our dividend was like $8. So this is, we made like $14 so far from this almost, so it's looking pretty good. Average cost is $12.58. It's sitting at $12.68. I'm also holding QQQI. You guys know I do want to use that for more of like a safety net. Now, not necessarily like a growth fund itself, but I'm still using it as like a high income ETF, but like the safety net for this portfolio. Now, I know a lot of you guys say your portfolio is too risky, and I've actually digressed about this in some of my previous videos, like the early videos. I'll let you guys know I have an actual retirement, my Roth account, and also just a regular brokerage account over at Charles Schwab. That is where there is not really any risk. It's just simply just growth. I have VOO, SEHD, which I know is not the best. SPY, like I have some things over there at that. So I'm doing well when it comes to those. I have some single stocks like the Nvidias, the Amazons, the Teslas, the Apples. Like I have those over there. But simply for this, I am sticking to income investing, and I want to bring you guys along my journey. I mean, I simply could have just made a channel and I kind of just could have just showed you guys, you know, hey, here's ULTY, here's how it's performing. But I want to actually give you guys a literal journey from taking this account to $0 to $100,000 from start to finish, showing you guys the losses, the wins we've been going to. You guys know, I mean, a month ago, this account was sitting at $800. So we've definitely grown this pretty quickly, and you guys will see our update. I try to give you an update almost every single day, which if you guys love these updates, make sure you guys are hitting that like and subscribe button, because it definitely shows that you guys are liking these videos. I can keep making them. I try to make them as news is being dropped, so that way you guys get the actual update as, you know, as things are happening. But there was nothing too special about this update. I mean, it was just like a simple update that we actually bought into more ULTY, and we now have our actual income coming in almost at $1,000 a month. So that's looking great. You guys know we are still holding YieldMax. It's bringing in close to about $50 or so. So we will keep buying until we get to that $7,500 share goal, which will be bringing in $3,000 a month off of just ULTY. And that'll be around, what is it, 30,000? Yeah, around $30,000 or so. Well, 43. I need $30,000 more. And then we will start diversifying from there, you know, start going into more YieldMax, more QQQI, because the main goal is to get this account literally pushing 3 times my actual income monthly. So bringing in almost $10,000 a month just from just dividends. So, you know, we want to live a nice stress-free life, but I will keep you guys updated the entire journey. I told you guys in previous videos, if you are interested in seeing my crypto portfolio, I didn't have anybody in the comment section say they were interested in crypto. So I'll probably keep it off for right now, but I'm not going to talk too much. Oh, I do want to show you guys one other thing. They're called stock bubbles. I'm not sure if you guys have seen stock bubbles, but this is actually pretty cool. Now, this is just, I know it's the end of the video. I won't keep you guys for too much longer. But I used to use this for crypto. Like, now I want to check crypto and see how the crypto price is looking. I come over here and I search up bubble screener. It's just, it shows all the different types of actual stocks. Just on one screen, you guys can see like a huge plethora of all the actual stocks. You can see exactly what's up. Google's up right here. You can see some other stuff. Netflix, Home Depot's down. And you can see it actually changes to the daily, the weekly. You can see the weekly. Google's actually doing really well. 12% for the week is very nice. Tesla, there's Google right there. For the month, let's see. Do we see Google anywhere? Nvidia's down 7%. Google's up 18% on the month. And then you got to see the year. Netflix is up 86%. You know, I really do like this. So you guys can change. You can see this is the S&P 500. I can change this to the NASDAQ. I can change this to the Dow Jones. This is a year. You guys can see. I can change it to the Dow Jones as well. So there's different things I can actually go through and change this to. But I saw somebody actually ask what the bubbles were. And this is exactly what it is. You guys can just check out Bubble Screener. And it refreshes once you guys see this little bar right here. Once it's fully actually gets to the end, you guys will see it will actually refresh. So you guys definitely need to check that out if you do get a chance. But that's going to be the actual full length of the video. Hope you guys definitely enjoyed. Let me go ahead and close the screen really quickly. But like I always tell you guys, thank you for my 5 favorite people joining in. If you guys enjoyed this kind of content, make sure you guys are hitting that like and subscribe button so that I can make more content like this on the daily, sometimes twice a day. But until then, I will see you guys here soon. Hope you guys have a great, amazing day.